Everybody, this is your boy DrkBLADExx of Dark Forces Gaming Network, aka Black Hawk, dubbing later for DCUO. What's going on? What's good, you pimpin'? Let's get it. Welcome to the St. Patrick's Day seasonal event known as Mr. Mxyzptlk Mischief 2018. In this video, we're going to cover all the open world missions. So there's two of them. There is the treasure hunt, which is the original, and then there is the tour of Metropolis. So we're going to cover both of those in this video. Now, this seasonal is the shortest seasonal in DCUO, and it's always been that way since it started. It's only 2 weeks long, just 2 weeks, 14 days. So this video should be a short video. We'll see what we can do about it. Anyway, let's get right into it. I'll be showing you this from Hero's perspective and also from a villain's perspective, but for the most part, everything is the same, really. Everything's the same. The only thing that's different is when Calculator or Oracle talk to you. That's about it. All seasonal events are level 10 and higher, and that doesn't change with this seasonal at all. With that being said, if you are level 10, when you log into the game, you should hear a recording played by either Oracle or Calculator, depending on which side you're on. If you don't hear a recording, then check your journal and look for a mission known as Mxyzptlk Leprechauns. No matter what side you're on, it will be called that. Anyway, so we're going to queue up the actual recording and then just follow the prompts to tell you where to go after that.
This is Oracle. You're going to have to bear with me here. Metropolis seems to have a leprechaun problem. It's Mr. Mxyzptlk, an imp from the 5th dimension. He's set up shop in the watchtower and is trying to annoy us all to death. Do me a favor and see what he wants.
Greetings and salutations, Earth idiot. I am Mr. Mxyzptlk, a being from the 5th dimension. I understand you Earth chumps have a legend about little green men. Well, how could I resist? Gather all 33 of me golden coins from pots of gold all over my...
That's Calculator here. I'm not sure how to tell you this, but Metropolis has been overrun by leprechauns. Or rather, by a 5th dimensional being known as Mr. Mxyzptlk. He set up shop in the Hall of Doom, and we cannot get him to leave. Maybe you'll have better luck.
Greetings and salutations, Earth idiot. I am Mr. Mxyzptlk, a being from the 5th dimension. I understand you Earth chumps have a legend about little green men. Well, how could I resist? Gather all 33 of me golden coins from pots of gold all over Metropolis. If you can.
As you guys can see here, the rewards are the same as Hero's side. You get 6 lucky clovers and 4 clover bombs. If you come in here and do it each day and you build up your clover bombs, after you use 20 of those clover bombs, you will get a feat. Alright, let's move on. Now this is the actual event known as A Fool and His Gold. This is where it's a little treasure hunt where you have to find all the pots of gold in Metropolis. Now, I'm just saying this from experience. When it comes to doing this, it's best to group up as groups and get them all together. However, if you don't have a group, I highly recommend you go somewhere that's not populated with players. Find anywhere that's not populated with players. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to show you where I'm at. Although, if you look around the scenery, you might be able to tell where I'm at. But I'm not going to say it. Anyway. This seasonal is a headache because anybody can activate stuff. They don't even have to have the mission. They don't even have to have the level to actually get the event. People can activate stuff, and that kind of messes it up for you a little bit. Because we play a game where even if it's a high-level monster, anybody will just run up to it and try to attack it. And the same thing with these pots of gold. That's how you pretty much mess up the game. But I digress. When you're looking around for pots of gold in Metropolis, you want to look for the Pillar of Rainbow Light. It goes up really, really high in the sky. You shouldn't be able to miss it. Not only that, at the very bottom, you'll see this bright white ground right around the pot of gold, kind of like you see right now on the screen. Let me get a little bit closer so you guys see what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're going to go high in the air and right there. You guys see that right there? Large, high pillar of rainbow colors, and at the very bottom, that bright white light right around the pot of gold. It looks just like that. Alright, so pretty much you should be able to see these pillars of gold if you go to a nice little height running around, or if you just look for a pillar of gold while you're on ground level. You should be able to find a whole bunch of these. Now, when it comes to activating these, I want to suggest that everybody goes into their support role. I don't want to say DPS role. I'll say support role, because you're going to want that little bit of extra dominance influence. Only because it will help your shield stay on longer, or help you break out of CC effects that happen because of Mxyzptlk's intervention. Let me show you what I mean. So we're looking for moves that either block CC effects or do CC effects. Troll and Tank will have the longest CC effect moves. Healer will have considerably shorter CC effect moves, and DPS will have even shorter than that CC effect moves. However, this is open world, so you really could do this in any role you want, including DPS. But for the sake of argument, I'm just going to do it in healer role. Alright, so right now I'm going to put some moves into my loadout that do CC effects. I don't really have anything that blocks out CC effects except for my shield. And that only works on certain things. Once again, I highly recommend that if you're going to do this seasonal, do it as a group. Group with some friends, group with some league mates, whatever. If you're going to do this solo, then I highly recommend you go to a part of Metropolis that's uninhabited by NPCs and other players. You don't want any of them messing up this seasonal for you, because it will happen in a high populated area. That's just how it is. Because everybody wants to just find something they can just attack, and they just attack it. And as far as pots of gold go, they can be activated by any player in the game, no matter what level they are and whether they have the event activated or not. Which means someone who can't even pick up coins can knock all the coins out of the thing for you, which we'll talk about later. But for right now, take your time activating these pots of gold. As you see, I'm by myself, so I'm taking my time activating these pots of gold. I attack it about 2 or 3 times and gold coins come out. That's all you need. Once the gold coins come out, stop attacking it and resume it after you pick up the coins. You see, it takes about 2 to 3 seconds to pick up the gold coins. But the gold coins are going to be on the ground for about 3 to 5 seconds. So if you just obliterate the pot of gold, you're not going to get any coins whatsoever. You're only going to be able to pick up like 2 or 3. Actually, I want to say like 1 or 2. Because a lot of gold coins come out of it. If you obliterate it, they all come out. Now, every time you activate a pot of gold, a mechanic will activate. It's random which mechanic you get. So let me tell you guys which mechanics could happen and ways of beating it. Because there's quite a few. Right, this mechanic I like to call minis. When you activate the pot of gold, there's a chance for Mxyzptlk to have minis come out, aka mini leprechauns that interrupt you so you can't pick up any coins. One way of getting rid of them is to just attack the minis, and it only takes 1 hit and they're gone. However, that's a second taken away from you actually picking up the coins. So another way of doing it is if your character has a shield, and every power set in the game has a shield now, even the iconic street has shields. Even your movement tree has shields. But I digress. If you use your shield, it will block attacks from interrupting you. It blocks certain CCs, aka crowd control. As you guys can see, I'm taking hits, so I'm getting nudged a little bit. I'm getting jerked around. But when I activate my shield, that stops it. Now, however, there are certain things you can't stop with a shield. For instance, that knockback attack that knocked me down, that's going to happen regardless if you have a shield or not. But as you can see right now, my shield is taking damage for me, so I'm not getting knocked around, which means I can activate coins. So that is one way of getting past the minis. Keep that in mind, because if you obliterate the pot of gold, a lot of minis will come out and you won't be able to pick up anything. Alright, this one I like to call Shamrock. When you activate the pot of gold, a large brick or boulder, whatever you want to call it, will fall down and knock you back. And by the time you get up, you'll only be able to pick up 1 or 2 coins. One of the best ways of doing this is to just hold the block button. Rush up to the coin you want to pick up, hold the block button, and then go back to picking it up. Or just use your block button to block break out of the knockback itself. That way you'll be able to pick up some coins. Now, if you're a tank power, this gets even better for you. This is my tank right now. I don't have the event mission, but as you see, I can activate stuff, like I said earlier. Now, using my group breakout as a tank, I can cancel out the CC effect of the knockback, which means now I can pick up coins even if a rock hits the ground. It's pretty sweet. I like to call this mechanic Fool's Gold. When you activate a pot of gold, coins will come out, both green and gold. The gold coins are the real gold, and the green one is the Fool's Gold. By all means, please avoid picking up any green coins you can, because if you don't, this mechanic happens. You get drawn high up into the air, and by the time you land back on the ground, all the other coins are all gone. That doesn't just happen to you, but to everybody around you, so please try to avoid it. This one is known as Come and Talk to Me. Activating the gold coin will have Mxyzptlk come out and try to force you to talk to him just so you can pick up coins. It's pretty annoying. And if you don't talk to him, you do this. Or he does this. Whether you put up a shield or not, it still happens to you. The best thing you can do when he does that is to, well, hold the block button. Or when you actually get rolled around, just hit the block button again to break out of it. Another thing you can do is just do it the regular way. Talk to him. And then go back to picking up coins. Now there is a third option, which is actually better than all of them. If you're a tank power, use your group breakout and you'll be able to pick up coins unabated. Your group breakout cancels all CC effects. It's pretty helpful. Now this one I like to call Dance Dance. When you activate the pot of gold, speakers will come out forcing you to dance. You can break out of it and it eventually will wear off, but it also will eventually kick back in, stopping you from picking up all the coins you can. The best thing you can do is just take out the speakers. It only takes one hit to take out the speakers. If you use a move that attacks enemies and nearby enemies, you can do them all in one shot. Which means now all you have to do is just activate the pot of gold and just grab coins. You won't have to worry about the speakers coming out anymore. Just a little note. Losing your shield won't help you at all. Your shield really only stops attack CC. You're still going to get interrupted. However, as a tank, you could use your breakout, but you would have to keep continuing to do that, so why do it? Eventually, you will get all 33 golden coins, and a message from Calculator will pop up if you're on villain side. In a few minutes, we'll play the hero version.
I don't know how many of those damn golden coins it'll take to get him out of our dimension, but I hope we reach that mysterious number soon.
Attention!
Excellent. You collected Mr. Mxyzptlk's coins. Maybe now he will leave. If Superman can't force him out of this dimension, no one can.
This is a little segment I like to call What Not to Do during the Mr. Mxyzptlk's Mischief seasonal Like, seriously, don't do this. Alright, so I've seen this happen constantly to a lot of people in Shout Chat, and to myself too. So let's say I was still trying to do this pot of gold, which I stopped doing, but let's say I was still trying to do it, right? So this guy comes by, activates pot of gold, and doesn't pick up crap. That's because they were just trying to destroy it, because it was something to attack. They didn't have the mission, they were just trying to destroy it. Same thing with this guy. Now, let's say I could have been going over there, which I'm not, but I could have been going over there, right? So this guy goes over here and just obliterates the pot of gold. Doesn't pick up crap because he doesn't have the mission. But as you can see, that's all he did. He just wanted to fight. He went over there, talked to Mxyzptlk, and that's about it. Now I know you're thinking, well, yeah, you weren't doing anything, so that doesn't really count. Okay, what about this? I'm actually in here actively trying to do seasonal, right? And the guy comes by and obliterates the pot of gold, who's also actually trying to do a seasonal too. But he obliterated the pot of gold, so we only picked up a few coins from it. That same guy is now following me. Yes, following me to my next destination of coins, which I noticed, but at the same time I was like, well, this will make for a good video. Loosely, I would have just ran off somewhere to a different direction and just left this area completely, but yeah. So I'm over here, I see one coin, grab it. This guy comes over here and just completely obliterates the pot of gold. How many coins do you guys think we're actually going to be able to pick up when someone does this? How many coins? If there's only just 2 of you or you're just by yourself, how many coins do you think you're going to pick up? We didn't pick up a lot of coins there. So once again, this segment is what I like to call what not to do. Seriously, don't do this. You're just making the season take longer just for yourself and for others. And our last part of this video is called Tour of Metropolis. Now, if you guys go into your journal, you'll see there is a mission in there called Explore Mxyzptlk's Metropolis. Whether you're on hero side or villain side, it's all the same. It'll tell you to head to the statue of Superman in Selenial Park. So right here we are, pretty much standing on the stone of it. Right there, you see that is the mission right there. Click on that and you will get 4 lucky clovers once you complete it, that is. There is also a race that will give you only a emblem, so I'm not covering it in this video. Plus, that race is based on your movement mode. Yeah, we're not going to go through all that. Anyway, I'm going to let the video just play from here.
Grand, isn't it? The Superman Memorial Statue in Centennial Park. Otherwise known as beginner targeting practice for the city's pigeon population. Speaking of, I need to go look up old Super Chump. If he's gonna fight against Brainiac, that boy is gonna need a brain! Whoa! The Daily Planet building. If you squint through that Brainiac bottle haze, you can see the tiny dark speck of Lois Lane throwing herself out the window, hoping that Superman will rescue her. I'm always waiting for the day he doesn't.
Sorry about the skip in audio, but my console's a little bit bad, so that's what happens to me.
Here we have Metropolis City Hall, the hub of municipal government for the city, where you Earth tools have something called laws. I myself was mayor once. Everything was going great until I was forced to take extended leave back in the 5th dimension. Rest assured that anytime you want to do community service for the greater good, ultimately Super Goon will show up and ruin it. It's the Metropolis Museum of Art. Too bad Brainiac decided to become an art collector and bottle the whole building. In the 5th dimension, we don't hang art on the walls. It's used for a more, sanitary purpose. Kerflush! But you Earth dopes seem to love the stuff. Saps.
Thank you guys for sitting here through and watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, through each part of this seasonal, you need to go back to your journal and accept the completion of it to get your seasonal coins. Not only for the coin search, or the treasure hunt search, but also for the tour of Metropolis. Right here, we're going to go into our journal and we're going to accept the credit for this by clicking on it. As you can see over here, we did all these points now, and on the side over there is our lucky clovers. So go back over to the left side, click on that, and we get our seasonal coin. Remember that, guys. Pick up your seasonal coin while you still can, guys. Thanks for watching this video. This is your boy DrkBLADExx at Dark Forces Gaming Network.